So we're going to start with Duckie, whose real name is Lirette, right? And he is a sophomore English creative writing major, and he is a wannabe poet and an aspiring novelist. So here's Duckie.
Hello. Oh God. All right. I have 2 poems and 1 short story to read. I'm going to start with my first poem. It is called The Hairbrush. Sitting pretty little hairbrush tangled with hair, twirling round and round like a roller coaster descending on my toothbrush. Your dander, your life, depositing itself discreetly on that which I clean my teeth. Snap! Broken, shattered little hairbrush, victim of your careless mistress with porcelain skin and raven's hair. Like a sapling, you lie destroyed. In trembling hands of rage, I scream, how? Tossed, disregarded little hairbrush, I wail and stomp. Your side, my side, your side, my side, pulling out hair, clawing my face, spotted, blackened vision, a canopy of stars. Crash! The door buckles under livid feet, sitting pretty little girl, victim of your hot, hateful mister, absent in knowing, twirling raven's hair round porcelain finger, cast against silence. Twinkling canvas of night, dim shining light from skin like snow, purpled from red, trembling hands entwined round life-giving air, like a sapling. I would snap your neck, reach down with hungry lips, and sup of your last breath, and watch you as you fade away into that black star-filled backdrop. Groan. Lifting high, little girl, like Atlas with a dead world for his effigy, deific icon spurned by liquid hate from lovers' hands, a thread spun from such sweet demise as to kill you now. The listless, somber hands, so small when seeing the magnificent purpled skin, such that dawn chases away the night. Vision returns like swirling fans in summer heat, sift through a smoky haze, to see porcelain finger making love to raven's hair, and arms at my side, cool and calm, sigh. This next one is my short story. It's only 9 paragraphs long. I will try and read it quickly. It's called The House on Dauphine Street. I rented a house on Dauphine Street near the French Quarter. The house was owned by one Adrien Lirette, who was eager to rent it out. The man was fair, but possessed of that nervous quality that forces one to redouble his dealings in the wake of the man's departure. It was November when I unpacked the last of my things, and the chill had just begun to settle in the city. I walked proudly up the steps of my new home when, from the corner of my eye, I caught a sight most disturbing. Coagulated blood oozed from beneath the door, pushing itself like it had a mind of its own. In haste and panic, I fled to the sidewalk, calling out for help. A local busker, one of the statue people, came to my aid. Blood is flowing from my door. Come and see, I think something terrible has happened, I practically shouted to her. But when she came to my door, no blood could be found. She merely chuckled and asked how much I had had that night. I fell to my bed that night bewildered of the recent events. No drink had touched my lips, but I wondered if I had worked too much. At the time, I was working as a financial consultant for Texaco. It was some time before sleep came to me, and when it came, it was heavy and dreamless. Not before long, I heard from beneath my room the sound of people in the midst of revelry. Pardon me. In fear, I grabbed for my pistol and snuck down the stairs. But when I reached the floor below, my home had changed. Like some dreamscape, it had been replaced with pillows and sashes of crimson as blood and chases of gold. A swath of women laid about the floors, their bodies mostly exposed or draped in revealing clothing. Amidst them all was a man laughing aloud. His beard was great and gray, his robes pulled aside for the woman suckling at him, and a proud turban adorned his head. I pulled up my pistol and pointed it at the fornicating crowd and yelled, "What are you doing in my home?" But not a one of them kenned my words, and I was promptly ignored. And when I crossed the threshold of the room, they vanished like smoke before my eyes. Disturbed by these visions, I slept not a wink that night. I sat up in my bed, fearful that my sanity was waning. I went to work tired the next day, and wore the haunting of my visage, and when questioned, I said, "Last night, my home was the host of a harem." That night I strolled down Dauphine, committing to myself that I would take a vacation. Work had taken its toll, paired with the moving, and screams were all I could hear as I approached my home. My curiosity and disbelief shooed them from my ears. I crossed the threshold and slipped on something slick. I doubled over again, trying to rise, and my suit and hands were covered in something wet and stinking of iron. I flipped the light and my home was covered in blood. Moreover, a leg, an arm, a head, a torso, 2 hands, a heart, all adorned the floor like presents left by some pet. In awe, I followed the trail, barely aware of the tears that cleansed blood from face. The screams came louder like a hurricane blowing away all but itself. And from these screams I heard prayers and pleadings to Allah or to God. I heard these fearful screams end in gurgling vomits as their deaths came. In my dining room, the bodies piled high, breasts severed from lovely chest, uterus pulled from between desirable thighs, and there atop them all the Sultan's head removed from his body. His eyes were wide and lifelike, as if they had not become aware they were yet dead. It seemed he stared into me then. He seemed to me to scream, "Run, run from this place! Allah has forsaken us!" He could never scream such, for his mouth had been stuffed with his own genitals. From behind him, the cruelest of monsters rose. The benefactor of such carnal crimes pulled itself up from its heap of work. This creature was made of smokeless fire that burned away like a furnace. It blackened the skins of those it touched, its teeth like hot pokers gnashed and clamped. And its eyes, those terrible eyes, looked deep into me, through me, past me, though spoke that it knew of my sins and of my treacheries, and that I was in its home. So I fled from that place on Dauphine Street and never returned. I gave the creature of smokeless fire my possessions as a sacrifice. I pitied the cruel Sultan for his fate and for that of his harem, and of Adrian Lirette, I told him to fuck off. This last poem is As I Lay Here Burning. As I lay here burning within my very own kiln, my last thoughts fall upon the children that I loved, robbed from my just deserts. So sweet were my treats, so soft was their flesh and supple little rumps, called the hunger deep. One by one for candies I made, trade with flesh and bone, we lads to the fire, baked, forgotten little ones. And I, the Frau of the Black Forest, ensorcelled those lost babes, with gingerbread men and chocolates making them mine, and mine hunger was power unto my chalice in crone-like glee, dancing round the kiln which broiled the boys, and the maids made girls eternal like I. Yet I, the witch of deep dark tales now bake, burn to feed the fires by children who betray the trade. O silly mortal beings, so small and delicious, how could you ever know of my sweet and glorious magics, which in this crucible become as eternal as grim tales woven by more who know not of my mysteries, sugary little things who scribe me in the kiln, I fashion just for this. My flesh now gone, the bones turn black, the flames lap up the last of my enchantment, and the little fleshy candies stare with awe, treacherous beasties whose nightmares will be filled with my wicked countenance. But I am more and more than wee things that curl in father's bosom. I am the witch of the Black Forest. I am the legendary Frau of gingerbread homes and candy lands, and in the kindling, I am the monster. The first one was about me getting mad at my girlfriend for her getting her hair on my toothbrush. This is actually about a real haunted house in New Orleans, and if you didn't get, the last one was about the witch who died in Hansel and Gretel.